This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Elderly St. Thomas man jumps from third floor of hospital dies. An elderly St. Thomas man is dead after allegedly jumping from the third floor of the Princess Margaret Hospital this morning. He is 61-year-old Serrano Warren, a business operator of Georgia in the parish. It is reported that about 2 a.m., Warren, who was admitted to the hospital on Sunday, was reportedly seen climbing through a window. Hospital staff reportedly failed in their attempts to stop him. Warren was later found on the ground where he was pronounced dead. Speaking with the news, Chief Executive Officer at the Princess Margaret Hospital, Melissa Linton, informed that while investigations are ongoing, she understands that Warren rolled from a ledge on the third floor of the male ward. As a unit, we are doing our investigations and gathering reports to ascertain the facts. The matter was also reported to the police and we are working closely with them, she said. Linton confirmed that Warren was a patient at the hospital but did not share what he was being treated for. However, the news understands that Warren was taken to the hospital after consuming a substance. 112 murders recorded in 23 days in Jamaica. According to the latest police crime statistics, 112 people were murdered in Jamaica over the first 23 days of 2022. This is 15 more homicides or 15.5% increase when compared with a corresponding period in 2021. The St. James Police Division leads the murder count with 21 cases, a 16.7% increase compared to the 18 homicides reported in the division up to January 23 last year. However, Westmoreland had the highest percentage increase in murders with a 500% rise. There were 12 murders committed in the parish over the first 23 days in 2022, compared with 2 for the corresponding period in 2021. There was a 200% increase in murders in Trelawney from January 1 to 23, with 3 murders compared to 1 for the same period last year. Portland is the least murderous parish in 2022, having recorded no murders so far this year. The Jamaica Constabulary Force's Serious Crimes Report also showed that there was a decrease in the number of shooting incidents as of Sunday. There were 71 cases of shootings over the period under review compared to 85 for the same period last year, which represent a decrease of 16.5%. In the meantime, declines have been recorded in cases of rapes, robberies, and break-in. Some 17 rapes were recorded up to January 23 this year, down from the 49 observed in the corresponding period last year, representing a reduction of 32 cases or 65.3%. Robberies saw a 2.9% decrease with 68 incidents this year compared to 70 in 2021. The JCF reported a 28.3% decrease in break-ins, 38 this year compared to 53 in 2021. Amid the increase in killings nationally, the total number of serious and violent crimes committed so far this year has declined by 13.6%, the JCF said. A total of 306 serious and violent crimes were reported up to Sunday when compared to 354 incidents reported up to January 23 last year. Jamaican-born man charged after 4 frees to death in suspected human smuggling. A Jamaican-born man has been charged in an alleged human smuggling scheme that resulted in the death of 4 migrants as they attempted to cross the Canada-United States border in a sub-zero temperature. Steve Shand, 47, of Deltona, Florida, is to appear on Monday via video link before a Minnesota judge on charges of transporting or attempting to transport illegal aliens. Investigators believed the family of 4 from India, comprising a man, a woman, a teenage boy, and an infant, were part of a larger group of Indian migrants crossing into the United States by way of Canada. The identities of those who froze to death have not been established, as consulate officials met in Winnipeg, Canada, to try to locate their family members. Citing court documents from Florida as far back as 2018, Canada's CTV News reported that Shand is a naturalized citizen originally from Jamaica who reportedly filed for bankruptcy more than 3 years ago. At the time, he reported assets worth $193,343 US and the liabilities of nearly $160,000 US while describing himself as an Uber driver. Shand was charged after the victims, including an infant, who were suspected to be a family from India, perished in the cold just meters from the border on the Canadian side near the Manitoba town of Emerson, reported CTV News. The bodies of the Indians were found on Wednesday after U.S. Border Patrol officers stopped a van Shand was driving on the American side Highway 75 in Humboldt, Minnesota, near the Canadian border. Inside the vehicle, agents said they also found 2 more undocumented Indians. Additionally, agents apprehended 5 more migrants in the area, one of whom disclosed that they had been walking in the dreaded freezing temperatures for more than 11 hours. CTV News said evidence stated in the court documents suggests that more Indians may have made the deadly trek where Shand's van was pulled over, as U.S. Border Patrol officials found footprints in the snow in that area twice in December and once in January. On the occasion in December, it is suspected that 2 groups of 4 migrants walked across the border into U.S. and were picked up by someone in a vehicle, the report said, citing court documents. A criminal complaint signed by Homeland Security Special Agent John Stanley indicated that Shand is also suspected in an investigation into a larger human smuggling operation. Healthcare workers returning to work from COVID-19 isolation. Staff shortages at the public hospitals across Jamaica are expected to ease this week as some nurses and doctors who were in isolation and quarantine due to COVID-19 are returning to work. Patsy Edwards-Henry, president of the Nurses Association of Jamaica, said the number of nurses out sick up to Wednesday was approximately 200, with 70% COVID-19 positive. But she said at her last check on Friday, the figure had started to decline.
Based on the information that I got over the weekend, Friday coming into the weekend, coming out of a meeting with the senior administrators, we realized that the numbers are tapering down in terms of illnesses. So a number of the persons who were out are now returning to work. One of the challenges that we're having is that some of them seem to be having to take a longer time to come back to work than others.
The Medical Association of Jamaica has said the revised isolation protocols for healthcare workers has helped to speed up their return to the system.
Right now, it is down to 10 days. If you're whether asymptomatic or symptomatic, you can be out for up to 10 days. At day 7, if you have been asymptomatic for more than 3 days, you can actually do a test, and if it's negative, you can come back. So it can be as much as 50% less than the number of days you had to stay out, because that had to be 14 days before. So that really has caused an improvement in that part of the equation. What we are hoping for is an improvement in the other side of the equation, which is the number of people who are turning up in hospitals.
Report to Cops Party's St. Mary officer urges. One of St. Mary's top cops is urging residents to help clamp down on illegal parties, including those linked to members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. I am suggesting that when you know about the parties, please let us know so that we can take action. And I am not going to beat around the bush because we know that our members are also part and parcel in many instances of these activities, said head of the St. Mary Police Division, Superintendent Bobette Morgan Simpson. Speaking during the year's first meeting at the St. Mary Municipal Corporation, she added, "We continue to be plagued by illegal parties, and it happens that the illegal parties are so incidental in the spread of the novel coronavirus in the parish." According to the latest data from the Ministry of Health and Wellness, up to January 22, St. Mary had recorded 3,937 confirmed cases of COVID-19. That figure was the third lowest in any of the island's 14 parishes. That, however, appears to be of little or no comfort to the superintendent, who noted that arrests are sometimes made. "We are prosecuting where we come across illegal parties, but then persons have their ways of moving their things," she said. St. Mary is not unique in grappling with events that attract large crowds, widely acknowledged as one of the ways the novel coronavirus is spread. Police across the entire island have kept a watchful eye on such events, even as hosts find inventive ways to remain under the radar. There have been long whispers that members of the police force host or facilitate illegal events, but this is the first time Superintendent Morgan Simpson has so bluntly admitted in public to their involvement in the breaches. Under the Disaster Risk Management Act, general public gatherings of more than 10 people are not allowed. In addition, there are nightly curfews that kick in at 10 p.m. The fines for breaches range from $3,000 to $500,000. NAJ worried about long-term effects of COVID-19 on children. Nurses Association of Jamaica President Patsy Edwards Henry is worried about the long-term effects of COVID-19 on children. Mrs. Edwards Henry says that while there is not enough research available, it is likely that infected children could suffer extended illnesses and have even more challenges than adults.
They have more challenges than the adults. Enough research has not yet been done. It has not been around long enough. But the research is showing that there are long-term effects. And that is one of the challenges that we're looking at. What is going to happen to our children 10, 15 years from now in terms of their health? Those persons may be affected. They may have cardiac challenges, heart disease. They may have renal challenges with the kidneys. So that is one of the things that we have to be looking and be watching going forward.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.